Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to episode 192 of NerdPod Generations. As always, I am one of your illustrious hosts, Steve Taylor, along with the always lovely Al Johnson. Hello, sir.
Hello, friends and enemies.
No sling on his arm. He is ready to go.
I went to physical therapy.
It's fucking awesome.
And one of the guys was a student. I meant to tell you this, and I'm glad that we held it for the show accidentally. Okay. One of the guys was a student, and they were like, hey, do you mind? I don't remember what his name was, Tom. Do you mind if Tom shadows us? It was Ethan in 15 years.
Really?
Yeah. And, like, I was like, who does this guy look like? I was like, oh, my God, he looks like Ethan.
Oh, jeez.
And so it's like, your son is a time traveler and becomes, he's going to go to school for physical therapy.
You know, he's going to find time travel. So
yeah.
At least I know I have that in my future.
Yeah, exactly.
So, folks, I'm gonna actually start this show, unlike the last one, off properly. If this is your first time listening to NerdPod Generations, please go to nerdpodgen.com. There's a link on the main page to our most recent episode. There's also links to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, where Al very graciously uploads segments and full episodes of our show. When you go to these sites, make sure you subscribe to our show and hit the notification button so you know when the new show pops up, like I do on my lovely phone every time I upload it. Knowing that I uploaded it, I still get that little notification from Apple Podcasts saying, hey, guess what? You have a new show to listen to. So also, please, folks, at the very end of our website is a page where you can email us. It goes directly to us. You can email us, let us know what you think of the show. Let us know if there are any topics or movies or shows or video games, something you would be interested to hear our point of view on. Just let us know. Because, you know, right now we kind of have a well of stuff to talk about.
We can always pull stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the once James Bond, then Bone Temple.
Oh my God.
Now Zootopia 2.
Yes.
Like these things where it's like, oh, and sometime we'll also take this off the shelf when we have 5 minutes and we'll talk about it.
Yeah. But I mean, if there's something you really want us to talk about, we will bump what we're doing.
That's the thing. If it comes from somewhere else, it goes to the top of the list.
Oh, absolutely.
This is just like our stupid bauble shelf. And as a person with many stupid bauble shelves.
Well, that's true.
I love it. And I always love picking from it, but it's always nice when someone comes to you and says, hey, here's my stupid bauble for you.
Yes, that is appreciative.
Yeah.
So, folks, we do like to start every episode with a little segment called What Have You Been Watching, Playing, Reading? I have to push myself into the starting block.
I was about to say, you take it.
I've been dying to talk about 3 movies that my watch, play, read segment has pretty much turned into a retro rewind, which used to be a segment on our show back in the day.
Do you remember retro rewind?
Oh, I absolutely remember that.
So we'll bring that back. Speaking of baubles on the shelf, we'll bring that back.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been going through my catalog because I'm at that point of my life where some of the movies I own, I may only watch 1 or 2 more times in my lifetime. So I'm like, I need to start going through these. And I watched 3 movies. I'm going to start with 2 that you may or may not have seen, but they have kind of a thread that connects them. Mm-hmm. So a couple years ago, or actually I think it was not this last Christmas before, so the Christmas of 2024, I have had a movie on my list, my Amazon list. It had to have been for over a decade. My wife finally got it for me, and that is a little Michael Caine movie by the name of Harry Brown.
Oh, this is a name I know. I don't know anything about it besides its name. I
saw this movie years ago, and Michael Caine is living in a tenement in London. He's a retiree. He's a widower. He's not a widower. Spoiler. It's not really a spoiler. It's an old movie. He's not a widower yet. His wife is in the hospital, very ill, and he lives in this awful kind of tenement, which connects to the next movie I'll talk about. And he only has one friend, and it is Mr. Filch from Harry Potter. And they are both super frustrated because there is this just gang of kids, just hooligans, that have taken over, and they're like harassing people. Filch is always getting shit pushed through his door, like bags of shit lit on fire pushed through his mail slot. And there's especially this little walkway that goes underneath the highway that they have taken over. And that saves like a huge amount of time walking through it, but no one wants to go through it because these guys are just harassing and violent, like super violent. Long story short, Filch ends up being done with it. I don't want to take it anymore. goes to confront the kids, gets killed.
Yeah, of course.
So when you find out Michael Caine used to be a Royal Marine.
I was about to say, he's so MI5.
It's that type of movie, but it's not done in the... Okay, there's this guy in his 70s, but he all of a sudden can do this awesome physical stuff and real... No. It's a very realistic take on that genre, where he is this decrepit old guy. He just knows how to use firearms and knows how to, like, anticipate when someone's going to do something. And it turns into this awesome kind of British version of Death Wish. But it's done in a lot classier way. It's fucking awesome. And I have not seen it in so long, and I've owned it now for almost 2 years. And I was so excited to get it, and I just had never watched it again. Fuck, it's good. The performance, Michael Caine is incredible in this movie, especially because this isn't really spoiler. Once again, the movie came out probably, I think it's close to 20 years ago. His wife dies, and so he's dealing with the death of his wife, and then Filch gets killed, his only friend, and he's just fucking miserable.
Alone. He's got nothing.
And watching him get retribution, but then also just be absolutely devastated by what's going on in his life is fucking... It's something to watch, and I'm gonna have to let you borrow that. It's really fucking good. I highly recommend it. So the way I'm gonna say this segment, the 2 movies I'm talking about first are A's. The last one's an A++. But that tells you the quality of these movies. Like, this is an absolute A. I fucking love it. You know, it's one of those ones that I might watch it 1 or 2 more times in my lifetime. Yeah. I'll show my kids or whatnot. To roll into the through line, though, my second movie has to also do with the tenement and British hoodlums. It's a little movie called Attack the Block.
Oh, I love Attack the Block.
Holy fuck, have I... So, folks, for those of you that don't know, it is John Boyega, and this is the movie that kind of got him Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's him, and he's the leader of this group of thugs. And in the beginning, they are robbing Jodie Whittaker, a.k.a. Doctor Who, and as they're robbing her, an alien beast falls out of the sky, they kill it, and then its friends show up.
I love the monster in this.
Dude,
the design of the monster is so great.
And it's very British sci-fi because it's not inexpensive.
No, this is dirt cheap.
Yeah. I'm going to use the term lightly. It's probably a bunch of little people in costumes, is what it looks like. Because I don't think it's animatronics, because they move too fluidly. But, and you can tell, like, this was way before CGI. It wasn't fucking, I don't think there's any CGI. And, like, they may use to clean it up a little bit. It's so brutal. I forgot how fucking violent it is, and it's amazingly brutal. Nick Frost is great.
I was about to say Nick Frost shows up.
Oh my god, he's so great.
Isn't he like a stoner? Yeah, he's like a...
So there's the main drug dealer, and Nick Frost works for him.
Gotcha.
And so he's like the face at the door, and then there's like another door that leads to the big weed room. It's kind of like the movie The Gentleman.
Yeah.
They open it up, and there's just all weed everywhere. And then also God, I can't think of his name. He was the Romulan in the first season of Picard that fell in love with the android chick on the Borg cube.
Oh.
You know who I'm talking about, right? I think
so, yeah.
I can't remember his name, but he plays a character in it that is like Nick Frost's sidekick. It's just fucking great. Yeah. And it's like, for anyone that likes sci-fi horror... And just, it's got that British humor and the British talk, you know, the way the kids talk. And you watch this and you're like, fuck. This is the quality of work John Boyega could have put if he had proper direction in the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I fucking love it. Absolutely great.
I love that movie.
Definitely an A.
I need to revisit it.
And once again, it's been in my digital. It was, I think it was the first movie I ever bought on Apple. Now my Apple, it's like hundreds of movies. It was the very first one, and it's just been sitting there staring at me next to Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. And that one I've seen more recently, so I'm like, God, I gotta watch Attack the Block, and I keep putting it off.
I just love that one of the designs of the monsters is that they glow on the inside.
Yeah, the blue mouth and eyes.
The blue mouth and the blood, and everything's iridescent.
Well, there's that scene, and you just made me think of it. There's a scene at the end, so the drug dealer lives on the top floor of this tenement. And the kids all go up there because they're like, there's nothing more secure than his weed room.
Yes.
And the drug dealer's there, and he's backing up. He has a gun on the kids, and he's backing up to the window. And behind him, you see all these blue glowing mouths starting to appear. Because it's all the aliens, and you're like, holy fuck, this dude's screwed.
Yeah.
And oh, yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love that movie.
Great fucking movie.
I love that movie.
Great fucking movie. The third one.
Yes.
This is one I know you'll have something to talk about. I have not watched this in quite a while. And I never would have thought, because this director, I fucking despise. I think he's a pretentious douchebag. I think most of his movies suck big balls. But he made an A++. And that's the director's cut of The Watchmen.
Yeah. It's
Holy
better.
fuck.
It's better.
It's really good.
It's way better than the non-director.
Oh yeah, it's like saying the Die Hard 4.
Yeah,
you could watch the theatrical cut, but why?
Why?
It's watch the director's cut.
Yeah,
it's fucking 1,000 times.
And the addition of the black.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The pirate story.
Yeah,
is such a good addition that helps flush out some of the tones.
Yeah.
And symbology going on in the story.
But like I'm watching this movie and I'm like, how is this Zack? Like, the slow motion has a purpose and is done properly.
Yeah.
And the acting is outstanding. Like, this resurrected Jay Early, or how do you say
Jackie Lee. No, I was going to say Jackie Lee Haley. That's not.
Yeah,
right.
no. I think that's it right there. This absolutely made his career, because after this he started getting, like, he got Lincoln, he got the one on the island with DiCaprio, the Scorsese movie, the Shutter Island.
Yeah, Shutter Island.
He got all of these. He got Nightmare on Elm Street, which sucked, but he got all these movies off of Watchmen.
Yeah. I was close. Jackie Earl Haley.
Thank you.
I was very
But
close.
he is so fucking good in this movie. Like, they're all good. Everyone in this movie's great.
Yeah.
Like,
no.
I was watching it with the most critical lens, and I truly don't have, and I've seen I've read the Watchmen graphic novel. Everyone that complains that it's not the exact, you're never going to get a fucking one-to-one it's never going to fucking happen.
We've gotten close, and it's also not as satisfying as you want it to be. You know?
What's that?
Having a one-to-one.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Like, there are times where you get a one-to-one, and you're like, oh, it's perfect, but there's just some element of it just drops out.
Because it'll never, a one-to-one transition from a book will never match thematically. Like, it'll never work, because you can't, because they're two different mediums, they're two different ways to tell a story. You gotta have certain things. Now, me saying that does not take The Hobbit off the hook. That still sucks. But it's like,
I'm glad that you've come around on this. It makes me really happy.
It's one of those things.
Sit in the tub of hate with me.
I'm with that and, like, the bad Star Trek movies on the way that I wish Star Wars fans would be.
Yeah.
Say you like them, but admit that they're shitty.
Understand that they are problematic at best.
Oh yeah, I totally get the Hobbit movies suck, but I still enjoy them because I love that world.
I love when we're gonna get on a little tangent. I love when Billy Connolly shows up as the Dwarf
Warthog,
King.
yeah.
That's great, and he has pigs. Awesome, I love this. And then the giant worms come out of the mountain. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Where did this come from? And then Legolas is swinging. I'm like, what the fuck is this? When did this happen?
Yeah, no, it's fucking trash.
This is not my beautiful Middle Earth.
No, not even a little bit. So the reason why I'm most shocked, and I've really gone back and reviewed the entire filmography of Zack Snyder. Mm-hmm. There was a point I liked the remake of Dawn of the Dead and 300. I've gone back and rewatched those. I fucking hate those goddamn movies.
I still love 300.
I can't.
It might just be nostalgia. There might be a quotient to it, but there's something about the storytelling.
When was the last time you watched it?
I want to say like 10 years ago.
I would rewatch it.
Yeah.
It is complete, like, I'm going to use terminology for today. It's as if he said, I need to make a fantasy movie, and I'm going to ask every MAGA podcaster how it should look and how it should be. And that's the fucking movie.
But that's the funniest thing. How funny is it? Like, I love that the Spartan lifestyle comes right down to the amount of clothing that they wear. Like, they're so Spartan in their lifestyle.
But it's not even true. It's like not even the way
you're
doing it.
It's so dumb. It's so
fucking dumb.
And it's just like...
And the acting is so goddamn bad.
But it's
oh my God, Gerard Butler is the fucking worst in that goddamn movie.
I feel like... I don't know. My dad, whenever I talk to him about Spider-Man 3, I'm like, but you have to understand, it's a terrible movie. And he's like, listen... I can appreciate that it's not good.
Yeah.
But also, there are always bad comics. There are always bad comics that come in.
That's true.
And it's just part of the ebb and flow of the story. There are just bad comic lines sometimes, and you just pick up and you keep going. And I kind of feel that way about 300. It's a bad comic book, but, like... There's something endearing about that. Michael Fassbender without a shirt on, abbed up, oiled up, we can fight in the shade. Like fucking David Wenham after Lord of the Rings doing some hardcore voice acting, which then translated into his own Vice show for some reason.
It's so fucking bad. But like, and the funny thing with 300, I got in one of the biggest arguments I've ever gotten into with movies. There was a guy when I worked at Chili's. He was Team 300. I was Team Gladiator.
Oh, I mean, that's not even a close.
No,
Come on,
but to
what are we
him,
talking about?
To him, he's like, no, 300 is so much better. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? Gladiator's like a masterpiece of a
Here's a
fucking
Van
movie.
Gogh, and here's a paperback comic book.
Yeah.
And saying they're the same.
Yeah,
they're not the same.
That was one of the most fierce. And I lost compared to everybody else. Mm-hmm. Everyone was on his side with 300. I'm like... Are we even fucking on the same planet? But then I looked at the source. I'm like, you all fucking think Fast and Furious.
Yeah, that's the problem.
But like, that's the part that kills me about Watchmen, though, because I truly despise everything Zack Snyder's ever fucking done.
Yeah,
and I mean, once again, Dawn of the Dead 300. It's a D despise. Everything else is like a FG, despite like so fucking far down.
We see me after class.
Yeah, especially what he did to Superman, which is my favorite, and he fucking destroyed that forever in a day.
Just like,
but how this movie came out of that fucking person, I don't know.
I think it's in part because he had, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of really strong performances in this that don't show up in other ones. Like, you look at 300, and there are some pretty good actors in that, right? No, not everybody there is a schlub, but like you have Dominic Cooper, I think, is in that, and Gerard Butler is an acquired taste, but Michael Fassbender is a great actor.
He is a great actor.
And David Wenham is a really good actor. And I think Cersei Lannister is in that.
Yep.
She's really good. And like all these people could be really good, but all of them are also hampered by an absolutely abysmal script.
Oh, it's so
like an absolutely abysmal script. I'll say, as someone who just defended 300, I'll come out and say it's a bad script.
Oh,
some of the things that are in that script, I'm just like, what the fuck is happening right now? I'm looking at you, weird tent of Xerxes. The everything of Xerxes. The all of it.
The only positive of that is they did a South Park episode where Persians tried to invade the town to take over the clubs, and the head of the Persian community, they had him like talk like Xerxes, and he was this big, and like that absolutely murdered me when I fucking saw that.
Oh my god! But like, and then you look at Watchmen, where there's a solid source material and an expectation that you're going to follow it,
and a really good script,
and it's dark enough that Zack Snyder doesn't feel like he has to make it darker.
Yep.
And he can do all the blood and guts and killing and mindless violence that he wants because those characters are here organically and fit that role specifically in this story for that exact purpose. Yep. So it aligns with all that. But then you also look at the performances. Like, Billy Crudup is so good in that movie.
He's amazing.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan. For like the small amount of time he's in that movie, he's great.
Well, that's the thing, is it seems like he's not in it a lot, but he's in so many of the flashbacks. So he's in a good amount of the movie. Dude,
Patrick Wilson.
So fucking good. Patrick
Wilson's great.
His whole thing between him and Malin Ackerman.
Like, they're both great. And I'm blanking on her name. Carla
Guglielmo.
Yeah. she has this like dual role where she has to play both a young and old version of the same character, and she pulls like all these things work. Jackie Earle Haley doesn't take off the mask. How important is that? He doesn't take off the mask.
Him in prison is unfucking believable. Like every scene of him in prison is absolutely incredible.
And like there's some dumb shit in this. Like there's some dumb shit. The sex scene in the sky is still one of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
It's dumb, but once again, what I think helped that scene was a great song choice.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. Like, it was so perfectly... And, it like, the sex... Yeah, you're right. The sex didn't need to be there. But...
Well, I'm thinking
like,
of
the visualization...
Yeah.
Of the ship in the sky with Hallelujah playing.
See, that was fine. I don't even mind necessarily the sex scene in the sky. I'm thinking of when Patrick Wilson comes and leans on the fire
and
eject
the flame
button.
Shoots out. Yeah.
And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, at best, this is distracting. At worst, this is ridiculous and stupid. And it's just like, and then you have this scene where they go off and they save a bunch, or I guess this is after the scene where they save a bunch of people in the fire.
That's right, because prior they tried to have sex, but he couldn't get it up.
Yeah.
And so they went and did this, jumped his adrenaline, and he's like, all right, let's go.
All right, let's go. And... Because it's, but like I love that. I love the psychology of the superhero in this story. I love that it's old school superheroing. I love that it's an alternate history.
Yep.
Like all of these things work, and it plays in the palette and styles of Zack Snyder kind of perfectly. What he does fits it as a process.
It was the perfect meld. It was the absolute perfect meld.
I would love to have seen the ending from the comic. For anybody who doesn't know, the ending in the comic is Adrian Veidt drops a alien in the middle of Manhattan. It's not that Dr. Manhattan explodes or...
But I'll be honest, I kind of like thematically and as a true crescendo to this story, I kind of like the movie version better. Because it makes more sense.
Yeah.
And the impact of it is... astronomical, because in order to save the world he killed millions of people, but he saved billions by doing it.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, it was fucking genius.
Yeah.
And it's just, and that scene at the end when Rorschach, he takes his mask off and is pleading Dr. Manhattan to kill him.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's so fucking, it's so powerful.
Yeah. No, I there are a lot of elements to this movie that I really think work and are really, really good and do an honest justice to the comic in a lot of ways. And in a lot of ways that I don't know that we would have gotten.
No. Because in reality, the tone of it is there. Like, the tone, the meat, the bones, it's just some of the extras weren't, but, like, the actual bones of the story were there.
And when you look at the HBO Watchmen show... Did you finish that? Did you watch all of it?
I couldn't finish it.
It blows it at the end.
Yeah,
it totally blows it at the end.
That's what I heard, so I stopped watching. Because I wasn't on board 100%.
It was like there were elements of it that I liked. It felt a little reductive. It felt a little like you homogenized all of Watchmen and then scooped it up like a soup. And it's like, here's Watchmen. And you're like, okay, I mean, yeah, there's a Rorschach type and there's superheroes, and but I don't know if this works fully. I thought it was really good for like the first 3 episodes, and then I thought it tapered off, and then the ending kind of got really messy and bad. And so just like, I don't know. I think if they could have just adapted Watchmen instead of making that show, I don't know that they would have made a better version of it than this was.
I agree.
Honestly.
I honestly
don't know. If this didn't exist and they were like, oh, we're just going to make Watchmen because nobody's ever made it, and we're going to make it for HBO, I don't know that it's a more successful, more effective retelling of the story than this was, because a lot of the elements that blew it in that Watchmen, I think, would have still happened even if it wasn't a quote-unquote sequel. If it was the original, I think those problems still would have persisted in a lot of ways.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's been my, as I told you, I could have talked about another 10 movies on top of that, but this is my...
Yes.
I'm so happy I watched these 3 movies again, because once again, it's been forever since I've seen them. And it's one of those things where I'm just kicking myself. But as I say, well, I should watch it sooner. Then I'm looking at the rest of my movie collection. I'm like, fuck, I got a lot to do, man.
As a person with coming up on 1,000 movies in my personal digital collection, there's a lot of like, I have 2 lists that are just like, have I watched this yet?
Yeah.
And they're both over 100 movies.
But that's the thing. I'm the same as you. I think I'm only 600 digital, but I'm at over 2,000 physical.
Yeah.
So it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to watch
No,
more.
it's just walls and walls and walls of to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of to do,
Yes, sir.
I watched The Importance of Being Earnest.
Oh, okay.
But I watched the back in the 90s, the early 2000s, the Colin Firth.
Oh, yeah.
I almost said Colin Farrell. I was like, that's not right.
That's definitely not.
But Colin Firth, Rupert Everett, Reese Witherspoon, Judi Dench, and Frances O'Connor. That was the one I couldn't reach. That movie is just like, it's such a silly wordplay movie. And just adorable in its own everything. Everything about it is fun and whimsical and stupid and silly and fun. And nothing is serious. And everything resolves happily.
Yes.
And it feels satisfying and not scary or bad. And no one gets hurt. And God, I needed it. I needed it after everything that's been happening in the real world, in my own personal life. I just needed something nice and chill and relaxing. And God, I love that movie. If you've never seen it, you should check it out, because that movie is so fun. I absolutely love it.
Well, and looking it up, and I love Rupert Everett. To go with The Importance of Being Earnest, which is a great movie, a couple of years prior, he did A Midsummer Night's Dream with Kevin Kline. Another great... Like, he's just got those movies. Yeah. And I know it's not just him, but he just is like a through line in a lot of them.
No, the funny thing is, if I'm not mistaken, Rupert Everett is gay. I'm pretty sure, yeah. I remember when that fact was going around, and people, like my sister, were like, oh, he's so handsome. And then they'd be like, sweetie. No. And it happened again with Jonathan Bailey, who was in Wicked and Bridgerton, of just like, oh, all these women are like, oh my God, he's perfect. And then the women who know are like, oh, sweetie.
There's a reason he's perfect.
and I just like, I want to watch those two play father and son in something, where it's like a gay father and a gay son.
But you know what's funny is a lot of people were having that, is he gay or isn't he, after My Best Friend's Wedding? And I'm like, dude, he's a good actor. No one's that good an actor.
Yeah.
He was so great in that fucking movie. I'm like, he was so on par. That whole the scene where he sings the song in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Oh,
but it's
I
like,
love
come on.
Rupert Everett.
That's like people that would watch Elton John and be like, is he? It's like,
come on.
Come on, dude.
Yeah.
Come on.
But that's what I love about The Importance of Being Earnest, is that it's there's musicality in the dialogue, but there's also like literal musical numbers.
Yeah.
And I just love that movie so much. It's so fun, and Rupert Everett is such a breath of joy in it.
Yes.
You know, he's the ping pong ball going off of everything and hitting anything. And I just love that movie. Transition. Kelly got us a subscription to, hey Kelly, it's just the National Theater, right?
Yeah.
The Brits are miles ahead of us, as always.
Oh, of course.
And on top of having a great theater industry of their own, they have done what I have been begging Broadway to do, which is to have pro shots done of shows and then upload them when they stop running. Because you can't see it once it's done running. And I would have liked to have seen the original cast of Wicked. And I would have liked to have seen Jeff Daniels in To Kill a Mockingbird. And I can't now, and never will be able to again, because Broadway is so scared that if at any point they offer any of these things afterwards, you won't come when they're in theaters. And so they are willing...
And, like, they didn't learn from the success of Hamilton on Disney+.
Right?
That was, like, insanely streamed.
And it's just, like, there are so many shows that I wish I could see that I'll never be able to see for a variety of reasons. And I'm just like, how much money do you think you're honestly going to lose on, let's say, King Kong? If you want to do a pro shot of King Kong... How much money do you think you're going to lose on people not coming to the show when the show already doesn't have people coming to it?
Yeah.
Like, at least recoup some of your losses by putting it on a streaming service and having people be able to watch it there. Like, I don't understand this mentality of, like, we can't offer it ever after it's gone, then it's not special. And so the National Theatre of Britain figured this out, and there's an app, and you can watch a ton of
that's
stage shows,
awesome.
including The Importance of Being Earnest with Ncuti Gatwa. Ncuti.
Oh, he's in that?
He's Algie.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it is the gayest version of this incredibly gay story by an incredibly gay man you've ever seen.
Amazing.
And it's just like, there are moments where the women, there will be a transition and the lights will go down, and when it comes up, the women, one will be under the other's skirt, and then they'll be like, oh, and like move away and then carry on with the scene. The show begins with Ncuti in a full ball gown playing piano, and it's just like, all of it's great, and the show is over the top to the tens.
I love
and
that.
It's beautiful. The woman who plays the wife who dies at the beginning of Jodie Whittaker's run on Doctor Who,
yes, yeah.
She's in it, and
really?
She's great. She plays his aunt, who's like controlling and won't let Jack/Ernest date who he wants. And it's just like, it's this absolutely brilliant retelling. The staging of it is so good. The storytelling of it is so funny. It got to a point where I was like, what the fuck is happening? We've crossed some magical line that we're not supposed to cross. Like, we have a very specific box that we are supposed to stay in, and you left the box, and you weren't allowed to do that. And it's just like, and not like Fourth Wall left the box, like found another interesting way to leave the proscenium. I just love everything about this retelling. It's so fun. It's so funny. And it's a great live theater. Nice. There's nothing like it.
I gotta look into that.
To the same end, there was a live production of Life of Pi. And if you like puppets, oh my god, if you like puppets, it's so good. It's again incredible, because there's something about having to contain it in a stage. You have this world that you have to develop and live in, but it also has to be contained to this stage. And the way that they do that in Life of Pi is so effortless. It just flows. One moment flows to the next, and there are just so many moments where you're like, how did they do that?
Yeah.
At one point, he jumps. There's a boat that comes up and down. If you don't know the story of Life of Pi, there's a lot of it that takes place on a boat. There's a boat that comes up and down. And he is at one point on the boat, and in order to avoid the tiger, he has to jump off the boat into the water.
Okay.
The boat is on the stage, and he jumps and disappears into the stage like it's water. And then he shows up, and he's just bobbing up and down in the middle of the stage like it's water. And you're just like, what the fuck is happening? And meanwhile, there's this amazing tiger puppet on the boat at the same time. You're just like, what the fuck is happening? And it's so good. It's so well done. It made both of us cry, because the story of Life of Pi makes you cry.
Yes.
It was an interesting retelling, because a lot of the stuff that happens in the first act of the movie, they just kind of gloss over. The whole thing of him like going to multiple religions and going to different churches and parishes and synagogues and temples and mosques and all these other places. They kind of bring it up, but it doesn't have like the 10 minutes that it had in the movie. It's just kind of a line of dialogue, a very minor scene. But like they have that, the whole like him being named after a swimming pool is just kind of like a line that's dropped in there. But I remember that being like this whole visual feast in the movie. And it's just the things that they try and decide to emphasize are so different. The island that eats you, they don't try and do that because they know they can't. And so that just becomes part of the story framing, is that he's in a hospital and the insurance agency has come to collect his story about how the boat sank. And the guy trying to collect the story is always trying to keep him on track and doesn't believe this incredible story about animals and lifeboats and tigers and all these other things. And they use that as a way to avoid some of the more audacious parts of the story, like the island that kills people and eats you and all these other things. They're like, he's just going to tell that part of the story. And at that point, the agent's going to be so frustrated by the entire experience that he's going to be done with it. And it's such a great retelling. I highly, highly recommend it.
So you're right. It's National Theater at Home. Mm-hmm. It's actually, the price is
pretty moderate.
Good.
It's not bad.
Have it through the end of the month, Steve.
So it's $130 a year or only $13 a month.
Yeah.
So I would rather watch live performances than watch fucking Netflix, and this is $10 cheaper than Netflix.
Yeah.
So this is fucking.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
I would highly recommend. It's really good. There have been a few things. We started a show called Hex, which was really interesting. It's like this darker, more grim fairy tale style, not based on, but more stylized after the grim fairy tales version of Sleeping Beauty. I can't wait to keep delving through stuff in there. There's so many things that I want to check out.
They have the performance of Hugh Jackman in Oklahoma. Which
amazing.
That's the old one. Like when he was
young.
Because I actually saw a Graham Norton show that had they were doing Logan, so it was Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart, but then Ian McKellen came in, and Hugh Jackman was saying that he played in Oklahoma, and that performance started right after Ian McKellen was in something, and he had the same dressing room Ian McKellen had. And Ian McKellen said, "If I knew you were going to be in the dressing room, I would have left something for you." And like kind of winked at the camera. But it's like awesome that I can see now that's in there. I can watch that. Oh, dude, that's awesome.
No, it's great. It's great. I would highly recommend.
Great, that is great.
So a few other things I just want to ping pong off of, and then we're going to hit the trailer park. One, I have started replaying Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which was for me an incredibly formative game. Mm-hmm. I really love all three Ultimate Alliance games for different reasons. Mm-hmm. It's a really interesting series that definitely, like, the continuity is shit. There's no way that one leads into two, leads into three. Because they just do different storylines. So the first one is just like, it's this really cool way to get introduced to all of the really more archaic versions of Marvel. So, like, one of the missions is in Asgard, and you go through all the realms, and you have to fight.
Oh, interesting.
Like all the... I'm trying to remember what the name... Because you go and you fight the Frost Giants, and you fight Ulik the Troll, and, like, all these other things. Like, there's so many stupid things that you're like, I've never even heard of this. And it introduces you to so many cool things. And then the second one is just Civil War. But it's a really good retelling of Civil War. The third one...
Wasn't that the Switch exclusive, the third one, I think?
I think so, yeah. It's some kind of mesh point between the comics and the movies.
Oh, interesting.
It tries to achieve both, and it does an okay job. It's not bad. It doesn't follow the movie's canon, but it acknowledges that canon and then kind of says, oh, that's interesting. We're going to keep doing what we were going to do. But it's interesting. I like it. But we are going to still do what we were going to do anyway. And I like it for that. I bring it up mostly because I started playing it while watching City Council of Darkness, which Dimension 20. I always will recommend Dimension 20. Also, Game Changer just started their newest season.
Nice.
They had a great episode about trying to find a way to really piss off companies and what you can and can't say on television. It was very fun.
That sounds fun.
Anyway, while I was watching these shows, I booted it up as just like because I have ADHD, I need to do two things at once. It ran through so many updates that I essentially have an entire new game. Because I haven't played it in 4 years. And so all these updates came through. And I'm like, holy shit. Okay, I guess I have a bunch of new shit to do. So that'll be interesting to go through. I just wanted to bring that up. I also rewatched Invincible. I really like that show.
I do too, but I can't watch it on fucking Amazon because there's too many commercials.
I know.
Same thing happened with, what's that fucking guy, Fallout?
Yeah.
I did make it through the last season of The Boys. Just because I had watched every season.
Yeah, you have enough credit in that.
But it was still painful because the commercials were so frequent.
Does it get any better? Because I've never liked The Boys, but I have also never given it time.
I give season 5 credit. They didn't have to do that. Every season had that one moment where they really pushed the boundaries. Yeah. This didn't have that. It was more just like story. You could tell they were trying to really tie up everything. Because I believe that season 5, I just finished it. Then I think they're going to do a movie to really end everything. But it was good. It was fine.
Yeah. Okay. Because I will not watch The Boys, and we've had many conversations about it, so it's nice to tie off that end, tie off that water balloon.
The only cool thing is I did used to like the show Supernatural, and Jensen.
Yeah, Jared Padalecki shows up.
He shows up, and there's a point where they're sitting at the bar talking. And it's just weird.
Yeah.
It's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
But it was awesome.
But I do love Invincible. I will say, I don't know if you need Amazon for ordering shit, but what I do is I just don't pay for Amazon Prime, but you can still get Amazon Prime Video, and then you have to buy a separate section, subscription to have no commercials. Yeah. It's a pain in the butt, but I'll do it to not have commercials, because Lord knows I can't do the commercials.
Maybe the next season of Von Maxima I'll do
It's coming, and Mighty 9 is out, so we gotta check it out.
Some stuff.
But Invincible, I love that show. I've been watching it weirdly in reverse, totally by accident. I was like, oh, season 4 is out. Longtime listeners will remember, I watch it with a buddy of mine, and we haven't had time because he's a father. So as two adults that are approaching our 40s, we don't have a ton of time to just sit down and watch it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Al.
And so we haven't got a chance to watch it yet, but I wanted to prepare for it. And so I was like, I'll watch season 3 again. And then I enjoyed that so much, I was like, I'll watch season 2 again. And then I enjoyed that so much, I watched season 1 again. And I just really love that show. And watching it backwards, you really get a better appreciation for the moments that felt like they were either gratuitous or unnecessary or kind of like distracted from what I thought we were supposed to be doing in season 1. They pay off so well as the show goes on that you're like, oh, I get it. I can see it. I can see the spectrum of what we've been doing and where we came from and how we needed to have this happen to get there, to have this happen to get there. So I'm excited for season 4. No spoilers. God knows YouTube is trying to spoil everything for me. We'll talk about that with Daredevil in a bit.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. The last thing I wanted to talk about before Trailer Park is I've also been revisiting The Mandalorian, but only season 1 and 2. It's so fucking good.
It really is.
It's so fucking good. The hate is already out for Mandalorian and Grogu. I've seen a lot of people be like, this sucks.
But like, here's the thing with that. The biggest Star Wars apologist on planet Earth is IGN. Mm-hmm. They actually liked Rise of Skywalker in those movies. They gave it a 4, I think, or a 5, because they're like, it's just bad.
I'm just so worried now because the trailers look so good, and everybody's like, no, it's bad.
But what I've heard, because I saw also Jeremy Johns, he said like quite literally the trailer is all of the good parts, and then the rest.
No! He said, don't say that.
He's like the beginning, like 20 minutes is really good, and then it just goes right into the trash heap.
I hope that's not true. I hope this is one of those movies like Spider-Man 2 where I spend years defending it and rationalizing the parts I don't like. I don't know, buddy. But anyway, the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian are so fucking good. Rewatching those 2 seasons has been an absolute delight. You could even say like the
first 2.5 seasons.
I know, if you count the third episode of Book of Boba Fett. But God, I love the original 2 seasons.
Oh yeah,
it's just
they're
between
phenomenal.
The storytelling and the characters that you meet, the way that every episode is kind of individualized but still flows with the rest of the story. Yep. It never feels like a moment where you're taken fully out of the story to do something else and then you go back to the main story. It always feels like an even flow all the way through. There are moments, I will say, where you're like, I don't know, maybe this didn't need to go on this long. I don't know that this was necessary, but it does get you where you're going in the end. And I love that show. It was fun to talk about things I love. So
the rest of this episode is going to be rough, folks.
It's going to be interesting. We're going to tell you that. Okay, so we're going to pull into the trailer park really quick. I can tell you where we're going to start. HBO is still trying to sell me a bill of goods called Lanterns. And I keep on looking at it, and my overwhelming feeling is, what the fuck are we doing? What the fuck are we doing, Todd? What is this plan? Is there a plan? Why is it this? Do you know the rules? There are rules. Like we were just talking about with Watchmen. There are rules to these things, okay? And last I checked, I'm not like fully read up on all Green Lantern lore. I'm not a savant at this. I'm kind of a newbie in a lot of ways, but I've seen a lot. I've never seen John go to Hal and be like, give me the ring, and Hal be like, earn it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's your call, Hal. Last I checked, it wasn't your call who gets to be a Green Lantern.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's way above your pay grade. And also, Why would you be training anyone? And why in Texas? And why on Earth in general? Like, what is happening here?
This trailer, well, obviously it did nothing for either of us.
No.
But I'm so confused on who the showrunner is for this. Because it's like, this does not give me James Gunn vibes.
No.
This gives me Zack Snyder vibes. So I was like...
And not good Zack Snyder
No,
vibes.
but like the actual shitty DC Zack Snyder. I'm like, I'm so confused on what the fuck this show is. Like, you already introduced Green Lantern in the fucking Superman movie, and now you're doing this Lantern show with two guys, one who is a Green Lantern, one who wants to be a Green Lantern. In the comics, they're Green Lanterns at different times, and I'm so, like, fucking...
Well, and, like, you get into, like, the whole, like, okay, so... I can't even get stuck on why is there one ring. They would each have their own ring. Why would there only be one ring?
Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense. Let's try and not get stuck on that. Is he infected with parallax? Like, we see a yellow thing being shot into John at one point. Is there a parallax agent in this at some point? Is that what's going on? Is it parallax Hal, and that's why he's trying to gatekeep being a Green Lantern? Which I cannot stress enough. Not his job. And also... He has this whole line in the trailer where he's like, there's a time and a place to use the ring. I'm like, no, there's not. You
just fucking use it.
It's a job, man.
Yes.
It's a duty. It's an honor. It's you are being given a responsibility to do this.
You are a galactic police officer. Period. End of story.
You are not a college student with a credit card.
Yeah.
You know, like, you act like this is like, but this is only for emergency. No, it's not. It is for... saving the day, for helping people, for doing genuine good.
Yes.
It is not for, I better wait until just the right time, but I'm also going to use it to make money to put in a jukebox? That's not the way jukeboxes or constructs work. What are we doing? What is happening?
That was the cringiest. That was the only part that I'm like, okay, this is James Gunn humor. Because that was so fucking cringe.
Oh my God.
And I could just hear people going, it's like, no, dude, that's fucking dumb.
The whole of it just sucks, man. Like, I look at every part of it, and the parts that I recognize I don't understand, and everything else about it makes me angry. I'm just like, so I cannot get over, I absolutely cannot get over the idea of doing an entire Green Lantern show where you're introducing and training a Green Lantern that all takes place on Earth.
Yeah.
That's fucking asinine! That's the dumbest shit you could possibly do! You are once again doing what Homecoming did and saying, hey, I'm bored with flying. I'm bored with superhero stuff, so I'm going to do the superhero movie, but he's not going to do the one superhero thing we're used to him doing.
Yeah.
Which is, being a fucking superhero.
Yeah.
Spider-Man uses his webs. That's like his main thing. He doesn't even need powers to use webs. It's beyond the scope of his powers. It's just a thing that he invented. Superman flies. If you don't have Superman flying in your movie, I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Green Lantern does all this and more. Like, he has his constructs, and he flies, and he goes to space, and he takes care of aliens, and he resolves conflict, and he deals with outworldly issues beyond any scope of Texas.
Yeah.
And he certainly doesn't have to answer to the police. What are we doing?
This reminds me of that Kevin Smith thing he did years ago where he was talking to a crowd and they asked him about Superman Lives. And he talked about meeting with John Peters, the producer, John Peters, saying, I don't want to see him in the suit and I don't want him to fly. And it's like...
Then you don't want a Superman
movie. And it's like, this is exactly what you're saying with this. It's like, what the fuck is this?
Then why are you making it? Then don't make it. Then make something else. Then make a cop drama that has some weird alien thing in the background and people will applaud you. Oh, it's like Lost. Oh my God, it's so great. And you don't have to do all the Green Lantern stuff you don't want to do because it won't be Green Lantern.
Yeah. And like what you and I have been preaching, don't do Green Lantern because, once again, not to say this too many times, you already introduced Green Lantern in the Superman movie, a different one than what's in this fucking movie. Do Nightwing.
Yes.
Do a side Batman hero character.
There's a million of them.
Oh,
you could do
God.
Batwoman, you could do Nightwing, you could do Cassandra Cain, Batgirls, but you could do Orphan. Like, there's so many of these Bat children hanging around at this point then you could do any number of them. I mean, there's like, you could do a kick-ass Jason Todd series where starts, it's under the Red Hood, but without Batman. And it's just him trying to figure stuff out. And maybe you introduce Batman later on, and maybe you don't. But, like, just the idea of him going to another city and being like, I'm going to be Batman here, but I'm going to do it different. And then also piecing together, maybe he doesn't remember everything because the Lazarus Pit really fucks you up. And he's piecing everything together, and he doesn't remember everything. You could do some crazy cool shit if you wanted to. But instead, you're doing this, and it's just like, listen, if you wanted to do a procedural thing where it's not in space and it's not high special effects, and you just have to have like one wire truck and one costume and like a $250,000 budget for the VFX afterwards, then don't do Green Lantern, because you can't do it, because you just can't do it. The suit looks terrible. The effects look bad. The constructs look bad. The trailer looks bad. Everything about this is so frustrating to me. I don't get anything here. I'm not interested in anything here. I don't want to watch anything here.
Yeah.
All of this is bad. None of this is good.
Action. I'm not looking. Let me just say it this way. This does not make me want to get HBO Max just to watch this.
No. To answer our earlier question, the showrunner of this is a guy named Chris Mundy who did Ozark and True Detective and Criminal Minds. He was a producer on all of these. It looks like he just is an HBO guy.
And like, that's the thing, is all of those are solid shows, but once again, this is the question that needs to be asked constantly. What is his experience with superheroes, comic books, stuff like that?
None. From what I'm seeing, none. And it doesn't look like he was the showrunner on a lot of these. I guess he was the showrunner for Ozarks. Other things he was just the executive producer on.
Which, Ozark's great show. I enjoyed it. But
not Green Lantern.
It's not Lantern.
It's not Green Lantern.
No.
I don't know how you would confuse the two. I think they're distinct and different in a lot of ways.
So fucking stupid.
So going on to other things that I find terribly frustrating, there's a new Spider-Noir trailer out, which is to say nothing new.
No.
There is no new information. New. It looks even worse somehow. Yep. I don't know how, but it looks worse. And all of this, I'm just like, what is happening? Why is this a thing? You know how we were trying to figure out who the villains were in this?
Yeah.
They kind of give a little bit more backstory on this trailer of the villains and what's going on with them. They're in the comic book. They're like, there's a circus freak element to it, but it's not like supernatural necessarily. It's kind of more, it's closer to Killer Croc than it is. Yeah, like
mutations.
Yeah. Here, it seems like it's some kind of mystical mumbo-jumbo weirdness going on. But I think what I'm most frustrated by is that the things that I thought we had in tow, that I was like, okay, I know what that is. No. No. So, we see in the trailer, Sandman is excessively in this trailer. Okay. And Flint Marko is once again not a bad guy, not a good guy. Okay, we've seen this before. Flint Marko's an Avenger. I mean, like, we know this.
Yeah.
Anybody who knows anything knows this, except, I guess, the children who are just tuning in for the first time. Look it up, kids.
Which
Sandman was an Avenger.
Not for fucking children.
No.
So, like, that blows my mind.
I think there's still Molten Man. And then we get into the other guy, the electrical guy. What's the electrical guy's name? Electro. No! Not Electro. Instead, it's a different guy named Megawatt. And I wish I was kidding. So you have an Electro guy with Electro's powers.
You call him Megawatt.
But it's not Electro. It's not Max Dillon.
Oh, my head hurts.
It's not any version of Electro. It's an entirely different guy. And then you have the guy with the weird face, where it looks like his face is like all like hardened and everything. I have a feeling that's Tombstone.
Yeah, holy shit.
That's not Tombstone.
It isn't?
No, I'm saying it is.
Oh, I think it, no.
But it shouldn't be.
No.
What I'm saying is that it shouldn't be. Tombstone, for anybody who doesn't know, has pale skin and is an albino and is massive and doesn't need to breathe and is super strong and has practically unbreakable skin.
I always thought he reminded me of like Solomon Grundy in the DC universe.
In a way.
Just appearance-wise.
A living Solomon Grundy.
Exactly.
Yeah. But like, this doesn't look anything like Tombstone. This is not Lonnie Lincoln.
Look like.
And that's what I'm so frustrated by. It's like, why are we doing this? Then what's the point of this? And this trailer is like, oh, he used to be a superhero when he was younger. And it's like, then why don't we do that? How about we do that? How about we do that one instead? So anyway, I probably won't watch this because it's going to make me so mad.
No.
It's going to make me throw up every time I try and watch it. There have been a few other ones, but nothing impressive. The Evil Dead Burn trailer that we both watched in the theater.
Yeah, it
didn't blow me away. It finally gave us more understanding, but I'm not interested because you already did the whole a family eats itself story. I don't need to see it now in a cabin. I'm good.
And once again, I started watching Ash vs. Evil Dead, the TV show again, which I love. And in watching that, the thing that I don't like about these new interpretations of Evil Dead is part of it is it's got to be super bloody, but it has to be tongue-in-cheek.
It has to be funny.
And look cheap.
Yeah.
And it's like, it can't be this slick, stylized, horror. No, it's got to be goofy.
Like super gory horror, no tongue, no cheek, no nothing. Just gore. Yeah. Just gore and horror.
And that's not Evil Dead.
And it's not appealing. It's not interesting to me at all. It's just, are the movies good? I guess. Depends on what you're looking for. I don't know. And so, I don't know.
Just call it something else.
Yeah. Really quickly, I forgot that we were going to talk about this, but I do. We, outside of the show, have talked a lot about The Odyssey. But we haven't talked about it on the show.
Yeah.
I just want to do a quick rundown of our thoughts, which is to say, I don't come down on the same side as a lot of the haters on the internet.
No.
But my reaction is still woofa doofa. I think two things can be true at once. I can still say woof and not be the idiots that are defaming Elliot Page over any possible role they may have.
It's like if the same people that and of all of the changes I've already discussed with you, the Elliot Page one's the only one. If it is
even if it is true, which we don't know,
if it is true that Elliot Page is playing Achilles, I had that. I said the same discussion. The same issue you had with Adam Warlock in Guardians of the Galaxy, where it's like Achilles is this perfect, male, masculine Adonis, and I completely support Elliot Page, but that's not what Elliot Page.
You're just not,
Elliot Page will never fit that role.
You're just not tall enough.
You're not tall enough. You're not. It's we saw the epitome of what it could look like on screen with Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
In his prime. And it's that is what Achilles, when you read the stories, that's what you envision.
Yeah.
I don't even care about that, to be honest with you. The thing I care about, and the thing that none of these douchebags are talking about, is they're using English and modern vernacular in the fucking telling of this while they're dressed in sword and sorcery. They're like, let's get him, guys! Dad's coming! And you're like, what the fuck are you saying?
That was the thing, was when Tom Holland when Spider-Man turned to Batman and said, my dad's coming home, I was like, oh, this might fucking suck.
No,
this might fucking suck. Everybody get ready, this might be really bad.
This could be as visually stunning as any movie ever made. If that is what the writing is in this, it will be a pile of dog shit.
It's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad.
There is a reason why all of the older movies, they use British-speaking people because it just sounds more intelligent. It sounds old school. It sounds a little bit better. They try to use the vernacular from the day, try to use older terminology. It's like when movies are trying to tell a story from the past, and the same thing, now I mind you, this is a fictional thing, but Willow, the TV show, they're trying to tell a sword and sorcery story, but then they put modern music in it. It's dumb fucking work, dude.
Yeah.
Same with modern terminology. That doesn't work because, honestly, modern American English is fucking dog shit.
Well, it's the same as when I hear in a movie that takes place in the 2000s that's made recently them talk about selfie. That wasn't a thing, guys.
Yeah.
We didn't have selfies before 2008. That wasn't a thing. It just wasn't. It just wasn't a thing. I remember when selfie sticks were invented, and everyone hated them.
Yeah.
Everyone hated them. And then we began to begrudgingly use them because there was an actual purpose to them, but we all hated them. Like new Facebook. Like new Coke before it. And any anachronism threatens the line, right? You can have anachronism. I'm looking at you, Princess Bride. I have no problem with the anachronisms in Princess Bride. People don't need to speak in some kind of Shakespearean fashion for me to get into that story, and it's okay for all of the various kind of things and Miracle Max and all these other iterations and anachronisms to come into that story. I'm fine. You do have to know that at some point you cross the Shrek Dixon line, the Mason Shrection line of like, you are Shrek. It is Shrek now. It is a fantasy story that's all anachronisms and references and modern storytelling and modern people with modern problems.
Yep.
And the whole thing with the Odyssey is kind of the timeless nature of it.
Yeah.
So my concern is that you've modernized it in a way that tries to keep it timeless but doesn't have any of the timeless aspects of it. So that's potentially not great.
Yeah.
The costumes I find hilarious. Like, it's not that I have...
Dude.
It's not that I have a problem with the costumes because it's not, again, because it's anachronistic. It's because they're hilariously terrible. Whether it's Robert Pattinson in his leather jacket.
Dude,
or
I forgot about
the fucking Scruggs that they're fighting in full plate mail. Like, any number of other things that we see in this trailer where you're just like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah,
What the fuck is that? Why is that a thing? Who said that could be a thing? I don't remember saying that was a thing. Like, people got butthurt over Agamemnon's helmet. That looks like a joke compared to what we have in front of us. Like, this looks more like a fiasco than anything else I've seen trailers for this year.
Yeah. And, like, the part that frustrates me the most is right now there's such a focus on just the, changing of skin tones. Let's just put it in the nicest way.
We're still
because I hate
on
using
that.
the race term because the human race is one race. So it's just different skin
Yeah.
tones. Changing skin tones, like Lupita Nyong'o as Helena Troy, everyone was
So
freaking
dumb.
out about that. It's like, but the part that they will give them credence is if the writing is bad. Because like I think about when we went to Christmas Carol, this past year at Jiva Theater, they had Ebenezer Scrooge, old white guy, fine. When he goes back and he's with the Ghost of Christmas Past, and they're looking at Fezziwigs. They got the actor to play Ebenezer Scrooge was a young African American man.
Okay.
But it worked because the dialogue, the tone, everything worked.
You bought it.
So you bought it because the writing and the words were there.
Yeah.
The vernacular, the speaking, everything was there.
The performance ties it together.
Everything, exactly. Yeah. And so you're like, okay, I can buy it because he's seeing a vision of the past. The vision doesn't have to be, exactly one-to-one on what he is. So, like, to me, I think the problem with them trying to do all of this is it's like, okay, you're switching out different sexes, skin tones, whatever. If you have good, solid writing, great dialogue, great acting, there's no excuse why people don't like it then.
Yeah.
But if you have it as this sounds like a bunch of fucking idiots down on the corner talking, then that's going to give credence to people for the wrong reasons. Yeah. And that's what drives me nuts because it's like, I get what you're trying to do and I am on board with it, but don't fuck up the actual story.
You still have to make a good movie, though.
Exactly.
And if you make a bad movie, then it reflects badly on everybody.
Exactly. And then you allow the haters, you give them fucking fuel for the fire. And it's like, that is kind of the same thing with The Acolyte. It's like, this is not what you do. If you want to get your message across, fine. Get it. I completely agree with the inclusion. But fucking tell a good story. Because if you don't, you're just going to give everyone that fucking hates you for this the fucking fuel.
There are rules.
I said fuck a lot.
And you have to follow the rules. Whether you want to or not, you have to follow the rules. Whether it's making it so that the characters don't sound like fucking jackasses and don't look like fucking jackasses, or whether it's you can't have someone's lightsaber change color because they're mad when a person literally murdered a room full of children and his lightsaber didn't change.
Yeah.
You can't do it. Those are the rules. Those are the rules, and I don't care what you think you're doing that's reinventing or renewing or doing anything. I don't care. Those are the rules. You gotta follow the rules.
If you want to tell your own story, be Quentin Tarantino.
Then do it, but don't do it here.
He tells his own fucking story, does whatever the fuck he wants, but it's his own fucking unique story, and it has nothing to do with fucking up...
Classic literature.
I can't believe he said my dad is... I can't believe he fucking
my
said
dad's
that.
Gonna kill
Every
you.
time I hear that line, I'm like, He should be speaking in a British accent. And B, why the fuck is he saying my dad? I get so mad.
The moment he said my dad, I was like, oh
no.
Oh my God. I don't like frog face on a good day, but this is bad. This is not good. This is bad.
I don't want to talk about this anymore because I'm already getting fucking worked up. We're about ready to talk about Daredevil, and it's going to make me even more fucking mad.
I know. Really quick, before we finish off, have you seen the trailer for Wildwood? Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay. We are going to pause the show.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you this trailer, and we'll talk about it.
Because hot damn.
All right, so we're back. We just watched the trailer for Wildwood. Okay. I am so excited about this. This might be the number one movie I am now looking forward to for the rest of the year.
It looks amazing.
Yes.
I'm blown away by the... You think a medium like clay animation couldn't... Like, it's been going on for...
Ages
now. That looks unbelievable. Like, that almost looks fake.
You can't believe that's real.
I can't believe that's
actually You can't believe that
clay.
Was all handmade in real life, that you could really touch it if you had enough money or attachments or connections.
Like, not long ago, we had talked about this on the show. I had shown the kids Kubo and the 3 strings. And now I'm looking at this and I'm like,
oh my God.
Holy fuck. I thought they couldn't do better than that. And now there's...
There's a moment at the beginning of the trailer of a woman on a bike with her younger brother in a wagon just going through these columns. And it's just like, this is incredible.
It's fucking nuts.
This is unreal. And then you watch the rest of the trailer and you're just like, oh my God.
To me, it was the lighting.
Yeah.
Especially like the old lady when she clicks her fingers and the lights go out and you just see her eyes. They fucking did an amazing job with the lighting. That looks incredible.
It's incredible.
It looks very... Like, I think I would probably watch this before my kids.
I was about to say,
dark as
this
fuck.
needs to get cleared before we find out if it's okay for children to watch.
This is like a 70s Disney movie where you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
is like Labyrinth, but dark.
Yeah.
And Labyrinth was already like weird and messed up in a lot of ways. Yeah. I'm looking at you, non-cod piece.
Well, honestly, this is like Coraline, but darker.
Yeah. Which you're like, how is that possible? How can it be darker? No, I'm so excited for this.
That looks awesome.
This looks absolutely incredible. Again, I feel like this is something that I've been talking about with people recently, but it makes you believe magic is real.
Yeah. And it's one of those movies that we will absolutely adore it.
And no one will watch it.
It'll be out for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then it'll be on digital.
Yeah.
And it's fucking a shame because the artistry in this.
Leica is one of those studios that is like, when I find a YouTuber I like, I'm like, let me give you some money, right? Because like not every YouTuber makes a ton on AdSense. Some people actually do need some kind of Patreon to help keep them afloat. I was like, maybe I can find a way to support Leica. And then Kelly's like, don't even fuss. The dude is like one of the biggest Nepo babies of all time.
Oh, really?
The guy who owns it.
He's got legacy Nike money.
Oh, God.
Yeah, dude's got money in the scads of
Well,
cash.
you know what? It's good he's putting it to good use.
This is my thing. At least you're doing something incredible with it. You're giving it to artists to make something absolutely outstanding. And I could not appreciate that more.
Oh, it's so fucking awesome.
So I'm pumped for this.
Yeah,
this looks great.
Looks awesome. That looks really good.
All right. So something that we have at best mixed, at worst. So we're going to talk about Daredevil Born Again.
We're going to talk about the last 2 episodes.
Yes.
So it's episodes 7 and 8.
Yes. You're going to call me crazy. I didn't hate this. As far as the resolution goes, I didn't hate this. I have huge issues with it, but I didn't hate it.
It is the dumbest resolution in the history of resolution.
The finality of the resolution is so stupid. The lead up to that I like. It's the where we end. I'm like, this is stupid.
I'm not not going to completely disagree with you. Like episode 7. So episode 7 is Karen's.
It's all set up.
Her trial.
Yeah, we finally. Brett Mahoney does live. And he is here, and he's finally back. And I was like, holy shit, it's Mahoney. Because like that was one of my big issues. Was like, who the fuck is Cherry? We have Mahoney. We don't need a cop. We already got a cop.
Yeah.
We don't need McDuffie. We already have Foggy. Why do we need McDuffie when we have Foggy?
Yeah.
And so like that was one of my big issues last year. Mahoney's back. Hey, Mahoney's back. And he shows up, and he's great, and I love it. And there's this whole thing where they're going to trap Kingpin in his own court. And they're going to play by the rules of the law, and they're going to trap him in his own court. And that's where they're going to finally spring their trap, and he's going to be stuck.
And they're pretty much, it ends up being like a Few Good Men, Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
But you have Matt Murdock, and he does his I am Iron Man at the end.
Daredevil.
I am Daredevil to take away all of the ammunition of Kingpin.
Yeah.
The only issue I would have with that is Kingpin in real life, in the comics, would have saw that coming.
Yeah.
He would not have put himself in the position. Like, this Kingpin is kind of dumbed down like Spider-Man was in Homecoming, where we're like, we know he's fucking smart. Kingpin is insanely intelligent. He is putting himself in the worst fucking situations that a 5-year-old would see the fucking trap coming. He's like, man, I'm good.
He walks into the trap and then tries to convince the person on the other end not to spring it.
Yeah.
He's like, well, you better not, because it's going to fuck us both. And
the
other guy's like, I don't care.
5-year-old is like, you better not do it. Yeah. I'm like, that's not fucking Kingpin.
We all lose something if we do this. And it's like, yeah, well, I don't fucking care, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm willing to do that. That's the line I'm willing to cross. I liked elements of these last 2 episodes. I thought that I'm not happy with Heather, the therapist's character. I think it's stupid.
You're not happy, but it's exactly what you called the beginning of the season. Mm-hmm. So even though you're not happy with it, you saw it coming.
I got it in 1.
Yeah.
And I just, like...
I mean, at least in episode 7, Baby Gandolfini got
axed.
He got axed.
That was great.
I knew you would appreciate that.
Finally made his character arc complete on some level. He finally decides to be a good guy and let BB go, and he knows he's going to die, and he dies.
And really was the best part of his whole arc.
It's the only reason he's here. The only reason he's here is to die. Yeah. Because there's no way anybody likes this character or is cheering for him to succeed. He sucks. This guy sucks. And so Daniel is a whole character. He dies. He's gone. Heather gets in a slap fight with Karen Page. And there's this whole, like, oh, they both slept with the same man.
Yeah.
And it's... I was like, this is stupid, and also, she's essentially a lawyer. Like, she would know how to use this against Heather to make it so that nothing she says can hold up in court. But it's a kangaroo court anyway, which is all that they're really trying to prove. And so these last 2 episodes are just like, oh, here comes the trial, and here's the trial.
Yeah.
And Jessica Jones shows up. She's here. We get a little bit of more back info on who Mr. Charles is. He apparently is Luke's handler.
Yep.
And Luke is overseas doing wet work for the American government for reasons.
Yeah.
That we will not go into. That's where that's all going and coming from and everything. And then she's gone. The whole thing that I found baffling, the moment that it broke for me, was when Matt shows up to be Matt Murdock. And he makes his big grand entrance, and there's this great moment where he's basically dressing down the AVTF, or ICE, showing them to be the liars and cheats and Nazis that they are. And then they're literally attacked with cops by the AVTF in the parking garage under the courthouse.
Yeah.
And Matt is shot. And none of this comes up as any kind of evidence or anything to show that pressuring witnesses, pressuring counsel, like taking deadly action, like any of the number of reasons why this would not be okay. Never brought up, never used as evidence. All of them are there. McDuffie is there. They're all there. They all see all this happen. Nothing comes up. Never brought up in court. How is this never brought up?
The only thing brought up in court is Matt says the line, I got shot in the leg.
Yeah.
When they ask him why he's late.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get to the Kingpin part. That was my biggest problem with the AVTF resolution. It was the most unsatisfying.
No.
The head douchebag guy just is in jail.
He just gets punched and knocked out. He gets punched,
he's in jail. Yeah. And then everyone's just in jail. And it's like, oh, okay.
And they walk past Matt Murdock in the halls, and they're like, hey. And then the other guy's like, I hate you. And it's just like, what is this shit?
I was like, the whole fucking season has been setting up for, like, literally the most satisfying thing happened a couple episodes prior when fucking Bullseye took out a bunch in the beginning of the episode. But it's like the whole point of this is to fucking satisfyingly end that. And it was the fucking worst.
But they're human too. And they realize that they've been Nazis. And they decide to step aside. One guy realizes, knocks out Powell. And then everybody else is like, I guess. And they just, like, stand aside and let the Red Sea flow.
Dude, that made me so fucking
And I'm
mad.
just like, this is the way this story ends? Are you sure? I kind of wanted to see some more heads roll or at least some more beatdowns.
I gotta talk about Kingpin. I have to say it. I've been chopping at this since I saw the episode. The resolution was so fucking stupid. So here's the resolution, folks. The Attorney General,
oh my God, this part
and
does
the
make me
governor
so
show
mad.
up.
This part does make me so mad.
And they say, Kingpin, you have committed felonies, enough federal and state crimes to put you away in the darkest hole for the remainder of 50 afterlives. But if you leave the country,
we'll give you amnesty.
We're going to give you amnesty and a free pass. Okay.
Just don't come back.
Fucking
Go
stupid
into
right
exile.
there.
That was dumb, but like at that point he had the courthouse held hostage. There had been this whole thing.
But he kind of did, but he didn't. Like they came in there with that plan not knowing that it was like completely held hostage. Then
this is the part that I hate.
Literally kills
like 24 people
with his bare hands.
Yes.
And Daredevil says, "Let's end this. Your deal is still." I'm like, "Fuck this.
I'll take the deal." There's no way that deal's still on the table.
Right there,
There's no way that deal's still on. You just killed like 25 people. There's no way that deal is still on the table, man. There's no way. There's no way.
No, and the deal was dumb to begin with, and it just got even fucking dumber.
Yeah.
And so that's why, to me, this resolution of this, I don't give a fuck about anything else that happened in this. I don't give a shit about seeing Luke Cage at the end, even though what the fuck happened to his club. He does not have the club anymore, and now he's just doing the sweat work, and he's living in the fucking suburbs instead of running fucking the nightclub. And it's like, I don't give a shit about any of this stuff.
Harlem, that was so important to him.
They obviously threw him in as a, hey, look who's here.
He's
Luke
here.
Cage.
Well, and they did a little reveal where we couldn't see if it was Mike Coulter. But
of course you fucking
like,
knew it was.
We knew, well, that was the thing. That's why it was a reveal. We know
so
it's Luke because Danielle says daddy. But we don't know if it's Mike Coulter or if he's been recast.
Yeah.
And then he steps out of the light.
And it's Mike
Coulter.
That's so fucking...
And I'm just like, I would love this last season.
Yeah.
You're a year late. I can't give it to you now.
But this Kingpin resolution was
It's
the most
dumb.
infuriating.
I wanted it to end when a bunch of people finally tackled him, and the people of New York, I wanted the people of New York to beat the shit out of him.
And him to go to fucking prison.
And him to be dragged to prison after the people of New York beat the shit out of him.
This piece of shit who's done all this horrible stuff is standing on a beach, and Matt Murdock, which, once again, did they ever say why he was arrested, Matt Murdock?
He's arrested for the crimes of Daredevil. By outing himself as Daredevil,
they
he has to
outed
stand
him,
for the
but
crimes.
it was the crimes that the AVT were going after.
No, these are like other people that know that Matt is Daredevil and are pressing charges for him
But
beating
did they
the
ever
shit out
say
of him.
it, though?
They just said it was for the crimes of being Daredevil.
But it's like, that's such a vague thing for him to be in court. I'm Daredevil. He saves the day. Everyone's happy. And then all of a sudden he's just arrested. And I'm like, I'm sorry. The end of that final episode is the worst ending to any fucking conclusion of a storyline I've ever fucking seen.
I'll agree with the part with
The Kingpin one was the fucking
the
dumbest
part
thing.
with Kingpin did genuinely bother me. Because it's not sad. Again, going back to this idea of satisfaction, it's not satisfying. And I'm not saying I need him dead. But
no,
because again, what's our big thing? We don't want you killing off your villains. So we don't need him dead. But he can't be let go. Because that's just pointless.
Yeah.
He'll come back.
And in this shitty fucking universe, which we know Daredevil and this group are a part of, there are super max security prisons for
send him to
superheroes
the
and shit.
raft. Why aren't you sending him to the raft?
Exactly.
Why
That's
isn't he
part
sent to
that
the
drove me
raft?
nuts.
This is actually, there's an actual facility that can hold him. It's the raft. And there's no reason not to send him to the raft, especially after he killed so many people after he realized the jig was up and he was like, fine, I don't care. And he just starts killing people.
And he's covered in blood.
Yeah.
My suit.
And there's any number of cameras
mad.
and people that see him kill any number of people that he send him to the raft. The idea that the deal was still on is ridiculous at best.
Dude, that was the dumbest.
Asinine.
Dumbest fucking thing.
It's just stupid.
And then another thing, as I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, isn't it convenient that Jessica Jones isn't having one of her power fluctuation moments in this whole end scene? So it happened when it needed to for the story, but now it's like, oh, I just got.
Now she can just jump up the steps. Also, she and Daredevil took their sweet time getting people off Kingpin.
Yeah,
you could have done that much faster than that.
And like with them, like, stop, guys.
No, but don't
go.
But don't. We have to give him grace because Matt is Catholic and he has a thing about this,
dude. The ending to this series. Like, I was already going to give the series probably a C. That ending, it's a fucking F for me. Because it's like, that to take the main bad guy and all of the awful shit he's done over the last 2 seasons, all the awful shit he's done, all the actual physical murdering that he just did, and you're like get on a plane and you're free.
It's one thing because the way that you can read it and the way that I think they want us to read it is that Kingpin is holding the entire city of New York hostage. He's saying, if you want me out, I will take the city with me. I will tear it down brick by brick. And so the U.S. government is like, okay, we won't throw you in the raft, but you have to leave and not tear New York down brick by brick. But then he kills so many people. That's the part that I have a problem with. Once he starts openly killing people, then there's no way that the victims and the families of the victims that he killed are going to be okay with him being allowed to go to Bora Bora or wherever he ends up. Like, what nonsense is this?
But that's the other thing, though. The first part saying, I'll take it down brick by brick. We know there are powered individuals because Luke Cage, we know he's there.
Yeah.
Jessica Jones, we know she's there. You can't tell me they couldn't get Luke Cage to come home a little early and say, come with us to the courthouse. You, Jessica Jones, fucking Daredevil now, help us get him out of the building and into a secure facility because New York won't give a fuck after that.
Or have that be the purpose of Mr. Charles. Have Mr. Charles make these asides to getting the cage. I'm going to put you in the cage if you don't do what I tell you to. If you don't put these guns through, I'm going to put you in the cage. Because, Luke is one of the few guys that can just stand toe-to-toe with Wilson Fisk. No problem. One-on-one, he can do it.
But then once again, what superheroes are in this world?
Yeah.
Because if the New York government, because that's who the Attorney General is from New York with the governor, if there are other superheroes that they could call on and say, hey, there's a guy that's going to destroy all of New York and he's already done all these federal crimes and is going to kill people, can you just come help us get rid of him?
Well, my thing is where is, again, this is always one of those tenuous arguments, but where's Pete? Where's Pete? Pete, the entire New York courthouse is locked down, including your lawyer and the governor of the state and the mayor of the city, because the mayor is a criminal. You don't want to... And innocent civilians have been killed by his anti-vigilante group.
Yep.
Are you sure you don't want to, maybe be around just in case anything happens? I know it's not your neck of the woods. It's a little north of where you hang out. You have to cross the river. Not your favorite thing. You have a whole thing with bridges. I get it. Bad things happen when you go off bridges. I get it. I think you should be there. I just feel like you should be there. And especially once the building goes under lockdown. Again, let's assume he's in Queens. You can still get from Queens to the Bronx pretty no problem. And it's the southernmost part of the Bronx. Yeah. You just need to get over the river. That's all you need to do. So, I'm pretty sure you could have made it, Pete. I'm pretty sure you could have been there. So, as far as the entire series goes, I would give the entire series, season 1 and 2, a C-. I'll give it a C. I'll be generous and give it a C.
I'm the same.
This season, I like more of it than I didn't like. Because I did get that, excitement buzz from the whole... I knew it had been spoiled because the entire internet lost their fucking mind when he said, I am Daredevil. Everybody lost their fucking mind. So it was spoiled 3 days after it
premiered. Has it been that long since Iron Man that people forget about the whole...
People lost their fucking minds over it. And so it was fully spoiled for me pretty early on. And... I'm just I got to that moment, I was like, but I still get the buzz off of this. And that means something. If it's spoiled and I still get the buzz off of it, that means something. But, the stuff with Heather, the stuff with Baby Gandolfini, the stuff with BB being just a massive disappointment, and then they bring in not Ben Urich to give her actual Ben Urich stuff. And I'm just like, this is lame. And it's still not Frontline. And it's still not Frontline. Yeah. And, there's just... There's so many things that I do like, genuinely do like. I love seeing White Tiger fight. When White Tiger joins the fight in the building, I thought that was awesome.
But
I was like, hell yeah!
They didn't show enough.
No, I know, but we got something. I was important that we got something. And like that was something. The fight with the AVTF in the building, that was something. But I needed more of everything. And then the whole ending with Kingpin. Also, the crowd's wearing the Daredevil and everybody wearing red.
So
fucking dumb.
It's so
fucking dumb.
It's bad writing.
And again, it makes it seem like there's only one guy in town. The entire purpose of this, the entire rationale for everything happening in the show is that there's so many stupid fucking vigilantes in town that you can't walk down a city block without finding one. And yet everybody is only a Daredevil stan. You don't have any... Like, I would love if you got some, like, real deep cuts in there. I think that would be hilarious if you got some, like, real deep cut shit in there. I'm trying to think of somebody like D-Man. Like, if there was a guy dressed as D-Man, I'd be like, fuck awesome. Yeah, D-Man! Holy shit! Like, if you gave me something, I would be elated, and I just feel like you're just doing this one-tone thing, and it's just...
See, and I think here's the problem with this series. It's like golf. 99% of golf is shit and infuriating. But then you have one good hole. And then it makes you forget about all the other shit. That's what this series is. It's like, it is just dog shit, dog shit, dog shit. And then you have an amazing hole where you're like, oh my god, this is the greatest game ever. And then more dog shit.
Yeah.
But like when you're trying to focus on the dog shit, you remember that good. And you're like, oh, well, maybe it wasn't that bad. It's like, no. This was this was the Jeff Goldblum, that's a big pile of shit from Jurassic Park, pile of shit.
Yeah.
With like a rose on top.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, but that rose is so pretty.
I'll never get over that apparently Bullseye is a good guy. Like, the show ends with Bullseye being like an anti-hero, and I'm like, Bullseye?
Yeah.
Bullseye? Are you sure? But Bullseye?
Yeah, I didn't I liked his episode where he was taking out everybody.
Yeah.
But you're right. I didn't like how they made him.
I like when Matt releases him and says, if you want to do something good, I have something good for you to do.
Yeah, to save the governor.
And then he does that thing, and he makes sure the guy doesn't die so he can testify. And it's like, cool. And then the whole thing with the sniper thing, I was like, oh, dicks. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And then he joins the government? And I'm like,
yeah.
I want my Bullseye to be he's not a Joker-level agent of chaos, but he has no affiliations. Yeah. He goes wherever the wind takes him. He uses whatever money he's given. He does whatever jobs he wants.
Yeah, he's a contract killer.
He kills whoever he wants. He doesn't wait. If he's sitting next to an old woman and she's snoring, he's going to kill her if they're stuck on a plane together. Yeah. Like, these things we know. And it felt like the writers really fell in love with Poindexter and or his actor and wanted something better for him. And I'm like, no, the point of Bullseye is that he is inherently, like, crazy broken.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know, man. I think you got this one wrong. So, overall, it's fine. It's not what I want. And in the inevitable comparison to the first 3 seasons, it pales in comparison to the first 3 seasons.
Oh, absolutely. But, like, the part that drives me nuts is I'm not asking for a lot. Like, I usually have more of a flexibility when it comes to... Did you follow everything correctly? We had our Hobbit talk earlier. Yeah. The Wonder Man discussion.
Yeah.
Where, I have a little more flexibility. I just have gotten very critical when I realize how lazy writing is.
That's my thing.
And a lot of the things in this was just lazy fucking writing. Like, something that never would happen happens to happen in a certain situation because they need it to. And you're like, this is fucking... You did not plan this out. And that fucking ending... Yeah. I want to know who was responsible for that fucking ending with Kingpin. Because that is the... I know I keep preaching it, but it's like for 2 seasons of this shit, you have been pushing how awful this human being is, and his comeuppance is, go stand on a beach, you're free.
Yeah.
It's the dumbest fucking thing.
I want Kingpin in the raft buying guards. That's where Kingpin belongs. Buying guards, buying his way out, slowly but surely getting more power, because that's what the Kingpin does. Yes. No, I agree with you. It's not that I don't want changes. I don't want unearned changes.
Yes.
And going back to Lanterns, you can't change something, give me a worse version, and then be annoyed when I'm upset. There was already something, and then you changed it and made it worse. If you change it and make it better or sideways, I think of Tobey Maguire organic webbing.
Mm-hmm.
Is it better? I wouldn't call it better. Is it bad? I wouldn't call it bad.
Mm-hmm.
Is it good? It's fine. Okay. It passes. That's okay. I'm okay with this. Is it necessary? No. Does it take away from the character? To degrees. There's an argument to be made. Is it bad? No, it's not bad. If you do something like that, or something bigger, like Faramir, the Faramir law, if you can earn it, if you can make it make sense within the body of the story and earn that resolution, go for it.
Yeah.
But if you are just changing it because you don't know how to resolve something, or it's too hard, or you're too lazy, or it's not interesting, or it's not the story you want to tell, then get the fuck out of here, man.
Exactly.
I don't have any time for that shit.
Exactly. And the funny thing, and I was just thinking about this, the one thing the Lanterns trailer is doing is making the Ryan Reynolds movie look better.
Look good. How does it make it look good?
Because it's a bad movie, but it follows
it does the thing.
Right fucking thing.
It does the thing.
Yes.
It has a good cast, and it does the thing. So, like, is it a good movie? No. But is it better than this? Somehow. I don't know how, but somehow.
Because it's a bad movie following the recipe.
Yeah.
Where this it could be a good show that just is taking a big old shit out of the recipe.
But it's not the recipe. It's like an entirely different thing. And it's just like, I replaced the chicken with veal.
Yeah.
And I replaced the breadcrumbs with parsley greens. And I replaced the mashed potatoes with beetroot. And here's your dinner. And it's like, I mean, technically, this is all the things I want. Mm-hmm. It's none of the things I ordered, though.
Yeah.
So, like, why is it here? I don't want this. This wasn't what I wanted.
Yeah.
I ordered Green Lantern, and you ordered me. You gave me this.
Yeah.
I didn't order the Tuesday special. I ordered Green Lantern. So, I think we should call it there, and we'll do Punisher next week.
Oh my god, my head hurts so much.
I'll just say this about Punisher: One Last Kill. Have you seen the movie Dread? That's how I feel about Punisher: One Last Kill.
Well, it's not even that. Like, they made a big deal about... We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about it, yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was NerdPod Generations, episode 192. We really hope you enjoy it. Please make sure to go to nerdpodgen.com. Make sure, once again, to subscribe and, let us know how we're doing. And, Al, on our website, we have wonderful artwork. Who does our artwork and our music?
Our art is by Kortney Howell. Our music is by Brendan Williams and James Connolly. I am Alfred Jutsum.
And I'm Steve Taylor. And next week will be, hopefully, Punisher
Last Kill. I will say Marvel does seem to be teeing some stuff up here in a way that I find actually appreciable. It's weird, but it is somehow aligning, which is much more than I can say for the last few iterations. I did also, while we close out the show, I wanted to propose an idea for our 200th episode, which is that we pick a movie that one of us hates, and we do a live commentary.
Oh my god.
So I'm thinking like a Homecoming, or like a Into Darkness, or like a something bad, something that's gonna get a rise out of us. Or, and this is why I want to bring it up here, the fans can tell us what they want us to do a commentary for, and save us the trouble, or doom us.
Because, goddamn, now you're going to make me think about this for a while now, what movie it could be.
What movie do you want to hate watch for the fans?
Oh, God.
Hate watch. 2026.
All right, Titanic it is. All right, folks.
Have a good week, friends and
Peace
enemies.
Out.